morning, this is Shelly from Hodgepodge Hoosiers. I am going to be doing a canning project today. Where I live, we're not close to any store. So it takes us 20 minutes at least to get to Walmart. And then we've got a mom and pop grocery store and a Dollar General, several of them. But anyway, so I'm limited on what I can get. And I have had trouble now for on and off for about a year of getting canned mixed vegetables. And that's one thing that I don't raise and can fresh on my own. So I got to doing some research, and you can buy frozen mixed vegetables. And I thought, well, if you can buy them frozen, we don't particularly like how they taste frozen into something. But I wonder if I could can them. So I got to doing some looking, and you can safely can these, and that is what I'm going to do today. They've got carrots, corn, green beans, and peas in them. Now what you got to do to make this a safe canning project is look up how much it takes, much time it takes to pressure can each individual vegetable. So the longest out of all of them is going to be corn. So I'm doing pint jars. Done got them washed and ready. And so corn is 55 minutes in a pressure canner. My elevation is going to be 10 pounds of pressure for 55 minutes. So I'm going to can. I've got two big 2-pound bags of these and one 12-ounce bag of these. It was in the freezer. So I'm going to hopefully get a round in my canner. So I'm going to turn you around and explain what I'm going to do. Okay, it's recommended that you hot pack these. So that's what I'm going to try this time. So I want to get these into a pot and just run water over them, nothing else. And you want to get them hot through and through, so they'll simmer for a little bit. And once you get them hot, then it says to what I'm going to do is I will probably strain the water out of it. I don't know why you really couldn't use it, but I'm going to go ahead and have boiling clean water ready. And then we're going to put them into the jars, pour water over them. They're going to get a half a teaspoon of salt. Today I'm going to use sea salt. I've got my lids, and I keep them in water just to keep the seal wet and ready. And I think somehow they adhere better if they've been washed and then you don't let them dry. I don't know, it's probably just me. But that's how I like to do it. Just everybody do what they're comfortable with. So I'm gonna get these hot, and then I'm gonna put I got my 3 quarts of water in my pressure canner, and I'm gonna get that simmering just so hot will go into hot water. You don't wanna put shock either or. So since I'm gonna hot pack, my water in my pressure canner needs to be hot. Don't have to be boiling, just hot. I'm gonna get it simmering, so when I put these down in it, there will be no shock effect. And yeah, as soon as I get these hot, I'll be back. Okay, got it hot all the way through. I didn't want it to boil or nothing. They're gonna cook in the pressure canner, and I don't want them mushy whenever they come out. So all I'm gonna do, fill them. I didn't run them through the colander. I mean, the water's not bad. I'm just going to put fresh water in to finish filling them when I get the jars all how they need to be. Yeah, we don't have much of a variety as far as where we get our groceries close to us. Now, I can drive 45 minutes or so and get to a town that's got a really good grocery store. I can also go, like the last weekend, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, we took a longer trip, took about an hour, and we went to our nearest Sam's, and we stocked up. Like, I get my sugar by 25 pounds there, and I didn't need to get flour this time. I buy King Arthur, so I usually get them 10-pound bags at Walmart when I go. We stocked up really good as far as like olive oil or avocado oil. I had plenty of olive oil this time. All the healthy stuff that I can get, I try to get it at Sam's because it is cheaper, more cost effective. Our mom and pop store that we have local to us is good as far as sales, but their stuff is really high if you don't get it on sale. So we try to run in there and get sales when we can. But yeah, if we want to drive 45 minutes to an hour, there is the bigger stores. We can get to a Kroger. But a lot of times you just don't want to do that every week. So that's why I was looking up this, because for some reason it is very hard to find mixed vegetables. Our Walmart, at least I do pickups. I don't like walking in there and getting everything, so I'll do a pickup. So at least the pickup, they don't really have mixed vegetables available to me. Now I could walk in and check the shelf and see if they did have it in there. Now our mom and pop will have them some, but you're gonna pay a lot for them. So that's what got me to doing this, checking it out. I don't use mixed vegetables a lot, but when we want a homemade vegetable soup, I like to have plenty of mixed vegetables on the shelf. So this was just what I come up with for me. All right, I don't know if I've got enough to do another pint jar. Try it and see. If not, I can go get a half pint and get her done. But I thought, well, if this works and we really like them, it's better to buy the frozen vegetables over canned anyway, because there's nothing in it but the vegetables. So this might be something that I start doing. This is my first time. Thought I'd bring you along for it. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. Let me run this through a strainer and we'll see what we can do, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. I made it work. I took a little out of the other jars. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put a half a teaspoon of sea salt in each one. You can use pink Himalayan canning salt. This is what I just grabbed, and you don't really want to use iodized salt because it's got, I think it's the anti-caking agent in it or something. It's not good. It's not harmful. I've done it for years before I knew better. But it's just better to use a non-caking salt. Okay, I have my hot water here. And you're going to go within an, let me see if I can do something. I'm going to end up spilling it. Measuring cup here. Go within an inch headspace, I believe. Yeah, if this works, I'm going to be so happy to have extra mixed vegetables on the shelf. Especially with, prices going up, it was pretty cost effective for us to buy the mixed vegetables frozen. I'm hoping after the canning process, we don't like eating frozen vegetables, just, cook them and then eat them as vegetables, but I'm thinking maybe in soup that it'll be just fine. Now, you want to take your debubbler, go around in there and get all them air pockets out. And then the water goes down too, so you might have to add a little more water to it. I think they're going to look pretty in the jars too. Yep, after I do this, I do need to add more water. Not a whole lot. I think that looks good. Okay. I'm not going to dip this in vinegar, just there is nothing greasy in here, and I think we'll be fine just wiping it with a clean paper towel. If you want to, there is no issues with if you want to go ahead and do it. There. I use only 4 jars canning lids now, not affiliated. It's just I was having trouble with even Ball, with having failed seals. I don't have it with these as much, 1 or 2 maybe a year, and it's my error more times than not. So after you go to all this work, you really don't want a failed seal. You finger tight, always tighten it and then go back. You don't want them so tight that it's going to cause that flap to buckle. Yeah, I'm just on the verge of canning season now. I've got all my stuff here to make pizza sauce. I did a video on that last year, how I did it, because I don't use fresh tomatoes for that. I do buy the organic 100% pure tomato juice for that, and so that's up on schedule to get done. And then I'm going to be planting gardens, so I'm going to get these in the pressure canner. The water is good and warm now, and once it gets up to pressure, once it starts, when I lock the lid in, it's going to steam for 10 minutes before I put the weight on. And like I said, I'm at 10-pound pressure for my altitude elevation, so once it hits that, that's when my timer goes on for 55 minutes, because corn is the longest time to cook in here, for 55 minutes for a pint. So once that gets done, we'll see the finished product. Okay, it's got this steady stream. I don't know if you can see it real good. Been doing it now for 10 minutes. So I've got my weight, set it for the 10-pound notch right there. So now I'm gonna let it get up to pressure. I like it between 11 and 12, and then I'll set the timer for 55 minutes. And that's what you want. You want it kind of just jiggle around. And I'm set real good on my pressure. And I've still got 51 and a half minutes yet. But looking good. All right, 55 minutes is up. Turn the heat off. Let this go down to 0, and then we can unscrew the lids. I always loosen it and then let it set just a few more minutes, and then lift it off. Let them set in there a little bit. You don't want them to siphon. And there you have it. I just took them out of the canner. 8 beautiful pints of mixed vegetables. I am so grateful to have these to put on my shelf. I think I'm actually going to do another round. I'll probably wait a little bit, but I don't know why it's took me so long to just figure out to do this. But I love it. And I think I might fix me a pot of vegetable beef soup today. Okay, I did figure it up. I got 2 2-pound bags of frozen mixed vegetables and one of the 98-cent 12-ounce bags. And that did 8 pints, 16-ounce jars of canned mixed vegetables. So that would have been $5.54 just buying the Great Value brand. And if I would have bought the Great Value canned, it would have been $7.56, I think is what the total was. 96 cents a can, so it's 96 times 8. So, I mean, it's probably a wash because I had to use lids and my time. But I do know there's nothing else in here but water, a half a teaspoon of sea salt, and the vegetables. I mean, if you look at the ingredients on here, it just tells you it is just those. They're not putting anything else in there. So I'm pretty happy with it, and it's going to look good on my shelf. So this is Shelly with Hodgepodge Hoosiers. If you like this kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, bye for now.